Good morning, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe, this Sunday morning, February 21, 2021. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Breathing in love, light, peace, harmony, and exhaling love, light, peace, and harmony. Start to relax the body, lengthening and deepening your breaths. Relaxing body, mind, and soul. Preparing ourselves for this very special time together. Opening heart and mind as wide as possible. So that we can hear, see, feel the things that we need in order to step more fully into who we are called to be. Keep breathing deeply, knowing that wherever you are standing on holy ground. For all life is sacred. Every single centimeter of this planet is sacred. Your energy, your form, all that you are is sacred. And so we allow ourselves to go into that space, be more aware of that space where we sense the divine. Where we are more aware of ourselves as divine beings. That place where we can embrace again our full power and strength. The peace that comes from our divinity, our knowledge of it, our expression of it. As we open ourselves up to the root of all of life, which is God. Knowing that we are made from the same divine stuff. We have inherited all of that goodness, love, peace, prosperity, strength, power, vibrant health. All of it is ours. And so we stay here rooted in goodness, knowing that we are the goodness itself. And from this knowingness of our divinity, we now sing our centering song, Spirit's Prayer.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore.
And now let's hold in thought all of our sweet littles that we know of and all the children all around the world at this time as we say the children's blessing together. Children of light, we see you guided and directed by an inward spirit that leads you into the path that is right for you. We see you strong and whole. We see you blessed and prospered. We see you courageous and confident. We see you as the spiritually perfect beings you truly are. Children of light, we bless you. And now for an inspiration moment from Signs of Mind, light. People who spend a great deal of time in prayer, meditation, or communion with Spirit gradually take on a new atmosphere, a new sweetness, a love and light that all others sense. This light, of course, is a symbol of the life that is never extinguished. This light is real. There is such a light at the center of everything. This is the divine stuff of which we are all made. There is nothing outside of this light. Everything exists in it. There is light at the center of everyone. It is never obliterated, but it does seem that it is often obscured for various reasons. Jesus said to never put your light under a bushel, but to let it shine. I know that all is love, and I am filled with the goodness of life. Love and light flow in and through me. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. That's from Ezekiel 36:26. So if we will say the affirmation 3 times together, please. Love and light flow in and through me. Love and light flow in and through me. Love and light flow in and through me.
So after the week we've all had, some of us more intense than others, I chose a couple songs that are reflective of how I'm feeling after the week we've had. So I don't know if my words will be your words, but this song is called Titanium. You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. You're talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but all your bullets ricochet. You shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, fire away. Ricochet, you take your aim. Fire away, fire away. You shoot me down, but cut me down, but it's you who'll have further to fall. Ghost town and haunted love. You raise your voice, sticks and stones won't break my bones. You're talking loud, not saying much. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, fire away. Ricochet, you take your aim. Fire away, fire away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. I am titanium. Stone hard machine gun fired at the ones who run. Stone hard like bulletproof glass. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. I am titanium. I am titanium.
I think all comedians are familiar with mother-in-law jokes. And probably 99% of the population have heard a mother-in-law joke at some point. One of the things that I focused on when I was going through the process of manifesting the love of my life was I also concentrated on what my relationship would be with his family. And so I would talk about in my meditation time what I wanted my relationship to be with my in-laws. I had friends who just had nightmare experiences with their in-laws. And those mother-in-law jokes for them were not always laughing matter. But I was indeed blessed with a very, very special, sweet, dear mother-in-law. She's been gone 2 years now. And she is for me one of the brightest lights there were on this planet. She could find joy and find light, just like the inspiration moment talked about, at some point in all things. She had an incredible depth of faith that just was something to watch and witness and to hear her talk about. And we often had deep discussions about life and struggle and pain and sadness. And we always ended up talking about faith and joy in those conversations. And we could go from tears of sadness to tears of joy within minutes together. And that's one of the things I valued so much about our relationship. And it's interesting that when Lainey told me that Titanium was one of the songs she was going to sing today, I instantly thought of my mother-in-law. She's a petite woman, very, very small. And we often joke that she was very strong for her size because she was just a force of nature. And just personality-wise and also physically, you just could not look at her and say that she was also petite in strength because she was just the opposite of that. She had a mental strength, an emotional strength, and a physical strength that just was uncanny. And I would look at her sometimes and think, how does she do those things? But she was just really a powerhouse. So we often said that. She and I would joke with each other, and we would be working around the house or getting something done, and she would say, well, you know, I'm really strong for my size. And we would say that together, and it would just come out. And the two of us would say it in stereo at times, and it just would make us laugh. But it was so true of her. This inspiration moment probably describes her better than anything else. And her ability to live life and grab onto life and deal with things was just remarkable. Her ability to be in circumstances like this past week and to be able to walk in faith and walk with a confidence that all things are for good was I'm often left without words about that in regards to her, but it was incredible. I've never probably seen anybody else walk life like that. And even as she dealt with this brain tumor that she had grappled with that for several years. She still remained steadfast. And when she knew it was time to stop all of the medical interventions, and she didn't hesitate to say, this is time, I'm ready. And she was just so matter of fact about it, so calm about it. It was so in alignment with how she lived. And when she knew it was time, that time came quickly, almost as if she called it in. And in her last hours, in her last moment, she was still calling on her faith, still calling on her faith. And they were difficult moments. Those last hours were just, difficult's not the word. And she was in it, in her faith the entire time. Even when I kind of perceived that she may not have been aware of much else going on in the room. It was just incredible and difficult to witness, but she stayed on that path. I looked up titanium. Titanium is widely used because of its high strength to density ratio, meaning it's very lightweight, but incredibly strong. Very, very light, but incredibly strong. And it also is highly corrosive resistant. So not much affects it. That titanium was so wonderful for that song and for today, because it talks about a strength that doesn't make sense when you look at the size of something. Because as we know and as we've just experienced, life can hit hard and hit long, and when you're in it, so this deep freeze that we experienced here was 6 days, but it felt like 60. There were moments, and we had heat the entire time, but we turned our thermostat down. There were moments when I thought I will never get warm again. If I put on one more layer, I will be unable to walk through the house. And I had heat. But we turned down our thermostat as they requested. And I am always cold. Unless it's 80 degrees and I'm standing in the sunshine, I am cold. So 67 degrees in the house was cold for me. It was freezing for me. I slept in layers, and the blankets were layered. But that was nothing compared to some of the stuff we go through. And yes, it was more intense for many, many people this past week. And still is. There's still some people who don't have water and don't have electricity. We live such pampered lives in this country. We really do. And so the slightest little thing that goes wrong can throw us off of the path. We forget that we are made of spiritual titanium. We forget. We forget what others have gone through, have subsisted through, have thrived through. It's incredible what humanity is capable of surviving and thriving through. So many of us thought, man, when 2020 is over, it's all gravy. I talked about that. I kept saying that. You just never know. We might be in training ground in 2020 for some stuff barreling down the road in 2021. And look what's happened the first 2 months. Look at what's happened. The roller coaster seemed to have gotten faster, steeper, and deeper in the first 50 days. And there's not a whole lot of us throwing our hands up in that roller coaster going, woo! Bring it on, baby, bring it on. Yeah. Titanium. Titanium is a natural product. We are spiritual titanium. And from that spiritual titanium, we can also have mental, emotional, and physical titanium. We have to claim it. We have to know it. We talk about this so often, but look at how stuff is looking like it's going in the ditch so often these days. Man, if you're not aware of that titanium, if you're not affirming it every single day, you're going to get battered around in the wind until you're black and blue from head to toe, inside and out. Inside and out. All of us were reminded how small we are compared to Mother Nature. She whipped some natural you-know-what this week. Yeah. All of us reeling. 6 days. This book, the Book of Joy that we're studying, is an incredible book. It's 300 some pages. Easy read, very easy to read, and I think I said this before. It's amazing how easy it is to read, but how impactful it is. And I think I'll read it again at some point. This will be a book that I keep and go back to and make notes in and pull up again. I've got things written in the first 2 pages where I can, like it says, stress resilience, page 98, courage defined, pages 94 to 95, hope versus optimism, pages 121 to 122, because I want to be able to find sections of this book when the stuff hits the fan. Here's some of the goodness from this book. We try so hard to separate joy and sorrow into their own boxes, but the Archbishop and the Dalai Lama, the 2 men whose richness and treasures are in this book, tell us that they are inevitably fastened together. Neither advocate the kind of fleeting happiness, often called hedonic happiness, that requires only positive states and banishes feelings like sadness to emotional exile. The kind of happiness that they describe is often called eudaimonic happiness and is characterized by self-understanding, meaning, growth, and acceptance, including life's inevitable suffering, sadness, and grief. Inevitably fastened together. Hard times and joy. Hard times and joy. Here's another passage. Life is constantly unpredictable, uncontrollable, right? This past week. And quite often challenging this past week. Edith Aver Eger, she's a Bulgarian Jew who was in Auschwitz, the concentration camp. She explained that life in a concentration camp was an endless selection line where one never knew whether one would live or die. The only thing that kept a person alive was the acceptance of the reality of one's existence and the attempt to respond as best one could. Curiosity about what would happen next, even when she was left for dead in a pile of bodies, was often all she had to pull herself forward to the next breath. When we accept what is happening now, we can be curious about what might happen next. When the Americans got to Auschwitz, she was laying on top of a pile of dead bodies, left for dead. And she found the strength she had not to make it to the next day, the next moment, the next breath, she said. The next breath. The next breath. That's what we are capable of as human beings. That's what we're capable of. That is titanium. That is what's possible. That's the stuff my mother-in-law was made of. It's interesting. I feel her in this room right now. She's been all over me this morning. She's one of the strongest people I knew, and one of the most petite, the gentlest. When we were deciding what bricks we wanted to have in our memorial garden out front, we were choosing words for my mother-in-law. All we have on the brick is her name and the words strength, faith, love, and joy. Faith, strength, love, and joy. She was all that in a 5'3" package. We are all that. In whatever package we are all that. Faith, strength, love, and joy. And the strength, love, and joy can be expanded infinitely by our faith. Whether it's faith in God or faith in goodness, whether it's that outer perspective that the astronauts talked about, when they got up into space and were able to look down and see the earth as this ball, and thought, man, this is really the forest for the trees. Life is so much more. They gained a perspective that so few people have ever had. It changed everything for them. They were able to get away from the minutia of life and see something grand out there. And that's what we need to do when the stuff hits the fan. Turn away from the minutia, the stuff that's weighing us down, the bullets ricocheting, like the lyrics of that song said. The words someone may say, the things that happen. And remember what you're made of. Titanium. Spiritual titanium. And come out to the big picture. The big picture. Sometimes the big picture is just, this too shall pass. At some point, the temperature's going to go up. Or I can just get to acceptance in this moment. Not judge it as good or bad. And just know that this just is, and decide what you're going to be in that moment, in that circumstance. Am I going to claim the titanium that I am? Or am I going to have a different experience? Will I use this as motivation? Will I learn from this? Will I find joy in this? Can I be thankful for something in this moment? Can I be thankful for something in this moment? Probably my forever wide perspective moment was when I was with my mother in her last days. And after her catastrophic stroke. And I talked to the neurologist, and she said, the mother you knew is not there. She's gone for all intents and purposes. And all I could be thankful for in that moment was that I have an awareness of who I am in this moment, even though inside I was screaming after having had that conversation. I could be thankful that I could have a thought and be aware of where I was, who I was with, and be aware of my love for my mother. That'll forever be my wide wider perspective moment. And when I lose myself, I catch myself and I think, oh, this is just terrible. I can't take any more. I go back to that moment. That was my pile of bodies moment. When I thought I can't take any more. What can I be thankful for in this moment? Oh, I can have a thought. And I can control that thought. I can choose to be thankful even as I'm screaming inside and my heart is breaking because my mother is dying. Yes. All of you have had those moments. I know you have because I know you and I know your lives. You've all had something. Everybody in this room has had something, haven't you? And here you are. Because I bet you in those moments, just like I thought for a moment, I'm not going to make it out of this. Man, this is going to crush me. I'm not going to make it out. And look where you are. Look where you are. And there may again be moments in your life where it'll catch your breath and you'll say, I'm not going to make it out of this. And you got to remember what you're made of. And maybe you'll hear Lainey's beautiful voice again singing, I am titanium. I am made of something better than this circumstance. I will probably hear you singing that in my heart and in my head for a long time. And I hope her voice comes back to me in those moments when I forget. In those moments where I think 50 degrees in my house is just unbearable. Or if I have to flush my toilet with a bucket of water. At least we got indoor plumbing. Some folks don't. Many do not. Many do not. We have access to water. Many do not. And if they do, it may not be clean. May not be drinkable. We have shelter, unlike so many in the world. So much to be thankful for in circumstances. Again, you don't have to be thankful for the circumstance itself. You find gratitude for something in that moment in the circumstance. Titanium. I'm really liking that word. We are made of divine stuff. Divine stuff. Nothing, 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 nothing can bring you down unless you decide to let it bring you down. There's the rub. Laying on a pile of bodies, trying to get to the next breath with strength and resilience. Just the next breath. not knowing if you're going to live or die, even as you are left for dead. She's written a few books. I've already ordered one on Amazon. She wrote a book about choice. Know what you're made of. Affirm it often. Say it out loud. Say it proud. Yes. That is your divine inheritance. Your divine inheritance. It's within you even when you don't know you have it. It's part of your DNA, your spiritual DNA. And actually, it's a part of your physical DNA. Because your body will fight for you to live. Will fight for you to live in circumstances that seem untenable. Titanium. Let's take this into meditation. Let's breathe in. And as you breathe, affirm the strength that you are. Every single time you take a breath and you are aware of that breath, affirm your strength, your resilience. Affirm who and what you are each and every moment. In what you think, say, and do. You are faith, strength, love, and joy. Infinitely stronger than how you might appear to the world and even to yourself. Continue to breathe and rest in that strength. Embrace it. Picture it in whatever way is meaningful to you. Perhaps you are a mighty river, carving canyons out of rock. Perhaps you wear a suit of armor made of titanium. That is lightweight, but incredibly strong. Resistant to the elements, to circumstance. Perhaps you are a mighty oak with deep, deep roots. That breathe in love and light and nutrients to stay strong, to grow and thrive. To grow extra branches, providing shade. Providing oxygen and life for others who might need your strength, who have forgotten their own strength in a moment and are in need of you. Perhaps you are light as bright as the sun, illuminating a galaxy. Shining brightly. Shining so brightly others cannot look directly at your light. Whatever that picture is, embrace it now. Hold it. Make it yours. Claim it. Apply that strength to every single area of your life. Every circumstance that has begun to rise up and test you. Everything, whether you have judged it large or small, cannot be compared to your strength. You are spiritual titanium. Mental and emotional titanium. Physical titanium. Breathe it in and exhale. Knowing that as we breathe together, we are greater than the sum of our parts. As a community, and as brothers and sisters in humanity. When we breathe, we all breathe. When we love, we all love. When we shine harmony and unity, there is more harmony and unity in the world. Shine it bright. Let's take one more deep breath together. Breathe it in, hold it at the top, and exhale. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. From this feeling of strength, we now pray for those who are in our hearts and minds this very moment. calling all your loved ones. And if you want, you may say their names aloud.
Beth Turner,
Mina and Frank.
Reba and Eddie. Yes.
For Mary Lou and Norm.
My Uncle Henry.
For all those still without power and water. For all those who have homes to fix, financial challenges after the storm. For all those unaware of their strength and resilience. May they be reminded of who and what they are. For all those who love Verna Pitts. For Lucille and Tony and Nick.
Yes.
For all those that we have named, and for all those who were not named in this moment, but who are in our thoughts and prayers throughout the week and every day of our lives. We know and affirm that they too are spiritual titanium. And that they really are in need of nothing, for they have everything within them. And their highest and best is at work in their lives right now, even though with human eyes we may not see it. We may not be aware of it. That there is goodness and love and truth and prosperity and harmony and unity behind all things. For this and so much more, we say thank you.
Thank you, Father.
We say thank you
Thank you so much.
and amen. So as we prepare for our offertory, we remember that Spirit, Source, is the source of everything in our lives, including our finances and all good things that pour into our lives every single day. So with that in our hearts and minds, we now recite our celebration of giving. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, all the good that I give and receive, and so it is.
This next song is called Defying Gravity from Wicked. You can probably see there's a theme here about no matter what's happening, I'm going to rise above it, and I'm not going to break. It's going to make me stronger.
I know that's right.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time time to trust my instincts, close my eyes and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love, I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner buy defying gravity, flying so high, I'm defying gravity. They'll never pull me down. Unlimited. My future is unlimited. And I've just had a vision like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy. But I know someday I'll be up in the sky, defying gravity, flying so high, I'm defying gravity. They'll never pull me down. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly. And if I'm flying so low, at least I'm flying free. To those who'd ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying gravity, flying so high, defying gravity. Soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down.
Oh, God, I miss my mother-in-law. So just a couple of announcements. Oh, Lainey. Something happens when you come here. And it starts like a couple of days before you get here. So we are in need of some volunteer Zoom techs to help us out when we have meetings and we're Zooming people in, or Zooming, want to be able to allow people to be with us remotely when we're having classes. So there's a list of things to do. I believe I put it on Facebook. If not, I will do that. And see if we can also get it on our website and then put out some information to the community so we can find maybe one or two people that can help us when we're doing events, because it makes it difficult to be able to facilitate and do all the technical stuff at the same time. So it would be wonderful to have one or two Zoom techs. So if you know anybody, if you're that person, please let me know. Next, please. We did not have class this past Wednesday because a lot of people who were in the class were without power. or didn't have Wi-Fi or something like that, so we just canceled this past Wednesday, so we're extending the class through March 2nd. Otherwise, this coming Tuesday would have been our last one. So we're going to be together on the 23rd, and then March 2nd, 6:30 to 8 via Zoom. I believe it's 8:30. I'm sorry, I did not correct that. But it's the Book of Joy. Even if you're not in this class, I highly recommend that you read this book. I think it should be required reading in schools now, because there's so many. I mean, I wish I'd known some of this stuff in my younger years. I really do. It's really just a fabulous book. So that's all we got. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. It's your presence, your energy that makes this place what it is. It is the most fantastic place to be on a Sunday morning, and to be able to be here and be with all of you. You are near and dear to my heart, whether you're sitting here in this room with me or out there watching us online. Let's go to our prayer for vision and mission. Thank you. Let's recite together. We are Unity Spiritual Center Saxe. We are a thriving global community of spiritual seekers, transforming lives through love and the expression of our innately divine gifts. Our mission is to inspire spiritual and personal growth through the teaching and demonstration of unity principles toward the realization of living our best lives. Divine wisdom is at work in every area of our lives right now. Everything is always working out for us. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you again for being here with us. It's been absolutely fabulous. Have a great Sunday and a fabulous week. Namaste. Namaste.